Google has today unveiled the Pixel 9a. This features a 6.3-inch OLED display with 1080p content. It's got a peak brightness of 2700 nits and 120 Hz refresh rate. Now it does have slightly thicker bezels than the Pixel 9 series, but this comes in with one of the biggest batteries ever on the Google Pixel phone, and that's coming in at 5,100 milliamp hours. Now on the back, it does have plastic as the back casing. However, there is no camera bar, so it is flush straight to the cameras. Now, speaking of the cameras, you've got the main rear feature of a 48 megapixel sensor, and it's also got a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera, and it's also got all the features such as best take, photo blur, magic eraser, and magic editor. Video recording is capped at 4K 60. Now you don't get a year of Gemini Advanced, so you will be using just the free version. However, this is coming in and it is priced at £499 in the UK. Now there was talk about having some freebies thrown in, such as the Google TV streamer. However, looking at the website, there is nothing on that notifying of those deals. Now, if you want to do it monthly financing straight from Google, it is working out on a 2-year contract for just £20.79 a month for the device. And you can also get 10% back in credit on your Google One membership as well. So if you are a Google One member, this may be the phone for you. Let us know, is this something that you would be interested in? The popular personal media streamer Plex has announced that their prices are going to be increasing from April 29th, 2025. So if you pay monthly, it's going to be now $6.99 a month. Yearly price at $69.99. And the lifetime is going to be $249.99. Now, there are some caveats here. Before the price rise, if you do want to go for the lifetime Plex Pass, then you can go ahead and get that at the current price. And the current rate is $119.99. So from April the 29th, 2025, if you're going to remain on the free tier, you will need a remote watch pass or Plex Pass subscription, or the admin will need a Plex Pass subscription to be able to stream media remotely. So for example, if you have your media stored on there and you're watching at home and you're watching it all on the Plex for free, then there's going to be no changes. However, if you want to use it away from home on your devices, then you're going to need to start paying a subscription. However, if, for example, you are the owner of the Plex Pass subscription and you're letting family members stream it on their devices away from your home, then they do not need a subscription because you have the Plex Pass. Obviously, if you are on a monthly or yearly subscription, then the only changes will be the price increase. And if you have the lifetime Plex Pass subscription, there's going to be nothing for you to worry about. All your content and streaming is exactly the same. Now, they are saying that they are removing the one-time mobile activation fee as well. So previously, if you weren't a Plex Pass subscriber, but you wanted to use Android or iOS application to stream, you had to pay the one-time fee of $4.99. But if you are using that all on the free tier, then there is that little subscription to look out for. Some Google Play service users are reporting receiving a notification to tell them to update Google Play services. And when they click on the notification, it takes them to the Google Play Store. However, there is no update. Now, this looks like a bug and it's not affecting everyone. However, it is something that hopefully Google can address with a server-side fix. So if you do get that notification, like I say, there is no update at the moment. There is nothing for you to worry about, and just wait on an update from Google, either server-side or for them to actually put an update in the Play Store. Currently, as a Google Play user, I haven't had any notification. So like I say, it's not a widespread thing, but it is something to be aware of. The EU has decided to follow up on its Digital Markets Act with Apple, where it forced it to open up to third-party app stores in the EU. And now they are saying they wanted to open up to more connected devices. So things like third-party smartwatches to have full access to iOS notification system, as well as background execution privileges, which is just like how the Apple Watch works with the iPhone. It also says headphone makers will be given access to system features that support AirPods, like the proximity auto pairing, the automatic audio switching, And also it wants to have equivalent features to the system like AirDrop and AirPlay. Other requirements include automatically providing access to Wi-Fi network information to accessories, enable high bandwidth peer-to-peer Wi-Fi connections, and open up to the NFC chips to communicate data like user payment card details to third-party connected devices as well. Now, since that has gone, Apple has provided a statement to 9to5Mac. Now, obviously, they are going to be opposing this. So Apple said, today's decision wraps us in red tape, slowing down Apple's ability to innovate for users in Europe and forcing us to give away our features for free to companies who do not have to play by the same rules. It's bad for our products and for our European users. We will continue to work with the European Commission to help them understand our concerns on behalf of all our users. In regards to customer privacy, Apple is especially concerned with the requirements surrounding open up access to the iOS notification system. The company indicated that measures would allow companies to suck up all the users' notifications in an unencrypted form to their servers, sidestepping all the privacy protection that Apple typically enforces. Now, obviously, this is going to drag on for some time, just like it did when it came to the third-party app stores. But it is an interesting argument where users want more choice and the EU wants to give users more choice. So, for example, if I wanted to pair my OnePlus smartwatch with the iPhone and I want all the features, so like access to notifications and be able to respond to text and things like that. But obviously, Apple then has created this technology to work seamlessly. They've spent literally hundreds and thousands of billions of dollars over the years trying to make sure everything works smoothly together with each other. Now, whether or not that has been successful in the last few software updates with bugs is a different story. But I can see Apple's holdout and reluctance to open up after they've spent so much money developing this technology for the EU then to come and say that it has to change. I'm wondering how far the EU will have to go before Apple decides to put their foot down firmly and say, we're not going to abide by these rules. We'd rather stop selling in the EU markets rather than bow down, because obviously once it starts happening in one lot of countries, it's then going to start acting in others as well. So watch this space, but let us know, what do you think as well about these laws? Do you think the EU is in the right for including this and making Apple do it? Let us know, and we'd like to hear from you. Well, that's it today, guys. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you on the next episode.